All right, guys, largest total of the night belongs to the Blazers and Pacers. This is kind of crazy. Opened at 234.5. It's now up to 241.5. So, Nick, what do you think? Chase or fade, they go over this very high total now?
Yeah, I can't believe how much this has climbed in such a short period of time. I was going to say over. Indiana is playing at the fastest pace in the league, kind of out of nowhere over these last 10 games, and injuries have kind of forced their hand in some ways, but you don't really think of the Pacers as this run and gun up and down team, but that's what they've kind of had to be with all the guys they have out. We have no Sabonis, again, no Miles Turner. Of course, they're basically starting some like borderline G League guys at forward and center, and O'Shea Brissett and Jakar Sampson these days. So it's kind of tough to get a read on this Indiana team. I do think this is going to end up being a high scoring game. 241.5 though, to me, I mean, especially when you compare it to these other games on the slate, I mean, that's like 7 points higher than the next highest spread, which I believe is that Minnesota-Houston game. Those are two teams that we know get up and down. I like Portland's chances to get a win on the road here. I think this is a nice bounce back opportunity for Damian Lillard, who's been in a bit of a slump over the last 9 or 10 games, but 241.5 to me is just a little too high.
Kenny, 241.5, a little too high for you too?
It is, I think. I mean, I wanted to play this because the Pacers, I mentioned, are number one in pace over the last 10 games. I'll play it. Yeah, who cares? I'll play the over here. Life's too short to bet the under. When you look at the fact that the Portland Trail Blazers, there was like this week, maybe 2 weeks, that we thought that the Blazers, when they got CJ McCollum back, were playing better defense. They were like not worst in the league in defense. And we're like, okay, maybe, they're figuring some stuff out. Maybe CJ back. No, like they still play terrible defense. They're bottom 5 over that last 10 games, as I mentioned. So the Pacers, we've seen without Miles Turner, have had a lot of defensive inefficiencies. They've had a lot of issues on that end. So I do think that this game can still go over. You've got 2 run and gun teams. We've seen the Blazers play up to the pace. That they're not a team that will slow the game down. They would rather play up to the pace of the opponent if the opponent's willing to push the tempo. So I do think that this game ends in an over. I just think that you get a lot of bad defense out there and a lot of possessions.